Alright everybody, and welcome back to Banished. Today we are continuing on in our series from where we left off last time after creating a new world. Pretty much just continuing on with that and going to be expanding a little bit more. We are getting into winter, so we will just kind of go ahead and let everybody just do whatever they're doing. Our biggest goal today is going to be to build a bridge over to this side to get access right here, even though it's not, well, excuse me, I spoke too soon, to get access over here, to go ahead and start using some of that. We also are having all of our people demolish these trees to make sure we have some wood stored up. Everybody should pretty much be taking care of themselves at this point in time. I think the biggest thing we're going to need to do is to go ahead and build a tailor, and we'll go ahead and toss her down. We'll toss her down right there for now, just to keep everything centralized. Like I said, later on, most of this will probably get deleted, and then we'll restart stuff in different areas. Really just going to use this for the initial setup of the game so we don't have to worry about anything. So I'm gonna let them do that, and then also we'll go ahead and do, I said I wanted to throw a gap here, so I just paused real quick to be able to shift these homes in the positions that I want them to be in. We'll go ahead and do that, shift again, and toss one more down, and that's good. So we'll build these 4 homes in that tailor, and we'll pretty much call that what we're doing for the winter. Go ahead and unpause this real quick, and then I'm just going to kind of let them go ahead and do this. And yeah, so let them people build. You see what happens. And we'll bump 2 builders into the building class too, or laborers to the building class. Alright, so like I said in the last one, pretty much we want to try to get these homes built before all the people turn into adults. Pretty much at 30 adults, I want to have about 15 houses or so. Not really too pressed to get a whole bunch of houses set up. The biggest thing we just don't want to run into is the same thing we had happen on the last save, where we had everybody start getting older and then nobody was having kids. So we're pretty much trying to stop that chain of events, and for every 2 people in the population, I want to have a home. Obviously, once we reach a certain peak in people and homes, we probably won't need to go crazy anymore as far as building. We can probably skip some generations here and there, and it won't affect us too terribly much. I don't really want to risk that on a crazy basis. I kind of just want to let everything do its, or work its own self out. So I'm kind of just going to be letting you know, the people do what they do, and we'll go ahead and bump one of our laborers into being a tailor. That way we can keep a nice supply of clothes in, and then we'll also exit this. We'll go down here and, oops, not that one. Leave that up. Where is it? Like that. Here we go. Go to the limits for everything. We're gonna go ahead and bump tools up to 150. That way we can just start getting the blacksmith to get us a little bit more tools, because, like I said, we are getting more and more of a population. So we'll go ahead and let that get taken care of. We are going to want to throw another I know I did say that we weren't going to build anything else, but I just got that Q in the bottom of the screen, so we'll go ahead and drop another woodcutter right beside this one. Like I said, this is just a initial settlement to get stuff together and to allow us to start our civilization pretty much. So I don't want to take too much stuff away from everybody, and I don't want to have a bunch of shortages for stuff. So pretty much as we see Q's down on the bottom corner, we're just going to go ahead and get it taken care of. Along with, we're also going to throw a one more forest lodge. We'll go ahead and orientate that away from the, yeah, that. Trying to think how I want this to be. Trying to just use up as much space as possible without, you know, running into that odd point where I have a big dead zone of trees and brush. So at this point, I'll probably try to use this space up as best I can. We are low on logs again. Well, I shouldn't say again. It's kind of going to be a reoccurring thing for pretty much the entirety of the game. But we'll go ahead and we do have laborers still, so that is a good thing. We'll go ahead and just remove resources right here. We'll go ahead and take all this stuff out, and then we will take all the stone out right here. Just that way we have it. We'll go ahead and take the stone, and we'll go ahead and collect the iron, just so we have that too. Yeah, we'll do the iron here. Oh no, we did the iron there also. So, just trying to keep up on everything going on. We do have one forester. We'll bump that up to 2, just so that way once this gets built, we'll have one person on each side, and they'll be able to plant and cut trees down. The whole point of the forester pretty much is just you select an area, and then there's up to 4 people in it that controls that area, and they plant and cut trees and plant and cut, and pretty much just tries to keep the storage of logs at a to a peak. And then we will demolish all of the trees right here as well. Keep up with wood consumption, because we're not really too worried about wood right now. It is spring. The people aren't going to be getting too cold. It's 78 degrees outside, so it's not that big of a deal. And just right here too, we also are having more kids get born, so that is the good thing. We want to make sure that we have a consistency of children being born in the town, and we don't ever run into the point where we don't have any more children being born, which is what happened last time. So we'll just go ahead and throw the roads down real quick. Get ourselves some roads. I think what will end up happening once we decide to move some stuff over to a different plot, we'll probably go ahead and keep the homes here. I'll destroy this and put homes down right here to fill it in, and then we might demolish the homes to shimmy them down a little bit, but we'll see. We'll get to that bridge when we get there. And then I'm gonna throw crop plots on this side, and then just let all that go. And I might actually remove the blacksmith before we expand too much. I might remove the blacksmith, put him over here, and then do the same thing. But I don't want to destroy the blacksmith without having one ready to go up. So we'll just kind of hold off on that up until the point where we actually have a stored or a nice stored amount of everything. Go ahead and bump the amount of people working here up by 1. Do we have 2 people working here? We do. I'm probably gonna throw another hunter's cabin over here, just because the deer are over here. So Just trying to keep our food stores up. Because the peppers really does, the pepper goes quick, so I think we'll definitely do another thing of squash and a thing of peppers. So, but the biggest thing for that is I want to make sure that we are at least using this forest lodge to some degree, but we did just build this one, so as you know, as we progress through the game, we'll have a couple more spread out, and obviously I can always just move the forest lodge down a little bit, and that way we won't have to worry about too much. And then once we get all this stuff set up, like I said, I want to move the blacksmith over to this side, and we're going to do another field here, another field here. I'm going to go ahead and move a little downward and get to this lake. Just for personal reasons, I want to go ahead and swing down there, and then I'll throw a storage barn on this side so people don't have to walk so far to the storage barn. I might actually put it over here, so that way we have one here and one here. And the good thing is like I said, we're climbing up in population, and as long as we have at least one house for every 2 adults, we should be in pretty good shape. The biggest thing is just to make sure that children are still being born every so often, so, and to make sure that we actually have people becoming they're doing different tasks, I should say. And once we get to the point where we have mines and quarries set up, later on when we have enough people to actually populate it, we should be in decent shape. So, well, that's unfortunate. I don't like to lose anybody. I think that was the first person we lost so far. We will. I don't really want to set it up right there, actually. I think that would be too upsetting. I think I'm gonna set. Where is it? Because I know cemetery. There was a cemetery there. The reserve of logs are going to get a little low here in a second, but I'm not too terribly worried about that, just for the fact that we do have all these trees right here in a queue to be cut down. So go ahead and just add a couple more onto the list for people to go cut down. I know we're kind of harvesting all the trees in the area, but like I said, we're gonna go ahead and bump one of these down here just to have one down there, and then we'll set the forester down there to actually harvest, and then we'll put a storage area over in this side. And then, like I said, once the forest lodges really get to the point where we have a couple of them around and they have 2 or 3 people in each, and they're being used, and we'll be able to have a little bit more ease and not worry so much about making sure we have resources. And like I said too, we also have all this stuff being marked, so our reserves of stone and iron is going to be much higher and the work is obviously being focused more on what I sectioned it off at originally. And then obviously they're going to start moving down and cutting trees and getting all that stuff together. So, and as you can see, the foresters are already doing their job. You're having little saplings grow up and replace the ones that have been tore down. So should be in pretty decent shape. And we actually don't need any builders right now, so oops. We'll go ahead and bump all of them back to laborers. Well, I guess I'll put one in building, just so that way we can get the cemetery done. The cemetery will keep people happy, so you know, people can go visit the dead and all that stuff. And then, like I said, the other thing that we'll be able to do once we move the blacksmith and we get another 2 crop fields thrown up, we'll pretty much be at the point where we won't have to worry about food. Another thing that will help us with the food problem is going to be once we get a trading post up and set up, then we'll be able to trade with the trader for wheat and other animals. So once we start farming animals, that'll also help too. So here in a short amount of time, we'll be able to pretty much fix everybody's happiness and make everybody a little bit more at ease around the town. Plus, like I said, now at this point they've cleared out all of the iron and stone, so they're really just going to be focused on getting all the trees cut down. And we also don't have anything going on building wise to warrant needing logs, so the the woodcutters will be able to actually build up the firewood stores again, and we won't have to worry so much about that. So, and then where are we at? Where is, we'll be set firewood too. No, we'll go ahead and bump that up to 5. We'll bump it up to 1,000, just so that way they have a decent amount of stuff that's being set up. We're also going to go ahead and run down here and throw another stockpile right there. Not a big stockpile, but like I said, this is just the initial village. We're not really too stressed about anything. And I'm going to wait until all these trees grow up and then go ahead and chop that down to make room for the crop field. That way we're not just wasting the trees and not actually using them. We will, at this point in time though, go ahead and run over here and throw down that blacksmith right beside the tailor, like I was talking about, just to have it put down and not have to worry too much about it. And we'll go ahead and run the road out a little bit more. Not that that's really that big of a deal, but if the roads ran out, then we'll be able to start building some more stuff. And we'll also build a little road to the cemetery. That way people can actually access it, and we don't have to... Ooh, we have to put a tunnel here? That's gonna be weird. Let me see. Oh no. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to put a road right there, but just an odd spot. Like I said, all of our laborers and everybody will be able to go ahead and take care of everything, so. We really do need to move this bad boy over, or not move it, but build another one over here. Because we do have a decent amount of deer population over on this side, so. Alright, so we will need to build at least one more house here in a little bit. Really just gonna, I know I said I was gonna wait for these trees to grow up, but I think the food is gonna be a little bit more important. So I'm gonna wait till the blacksmith gets built. I'm gonna go bump a second person in the builder's position, wait for the blacksmith to get built, and then once the blacksmith's built, I'll go ahead and take this one down, and then he'll just move over. We'll go ahead and add another 2 people, or we'll add 2 people to being foresters. That way we can get all this stuff taken care of a little faster. That was not what I was hoping for. Go ahead and no need to collect stone, need to collect iron. Grab that, there. Grab that, grab all of that actually. Just to get us a little bit more iron. I know we do need to build a mine at this point in time. I'll probably go ahead and set the mine up over here in this area. I do want to wait though on the mine until the blacksmith gets built, and then we can build the farm on the opposite side. That way we don't have to worry about it. And at this point in time, I actually am going to go ahead and remove, where is it? There it is. Go ahead and shimmy on down here and go ahead and remove the blacksmith. Actually, cancel. I need to spin around. Remove structure. Yep. Go ahead and remove that. That way we can use the items from the blacksmith to build the new blacksmith. And then we can go ahead and expand and put another farm right over here. And I think we're going to go with squash again. Just because the peppers, it is nice to have a good variety in the people's diet, but the squash seems like it produces more for the yield. But I'm gonna go ahead and just watch the yields come in and see how much we really do get from them. Just go ahead and sit here for a second and watch how much or what the numbers are at the end. Alright, so I might actually have been wrong. It looks like it's kind of the same for both. So we'll probably go ahead and just make a pepper right here and then put squash back here, just for my own personal preference. Okay, so that's back up and running. That's good. Let's go ahead and do this farm. 15 by 15. Alright, there it is. There's the next farm. Go ahead and wait for the removal of those 34 trees. Get ourselves some more wood, and then we won't have to worry about too much. And we have hit that point when we have 30 people. I'm not too pressed to build another house immediately because we do have 16 children. So regardless if we have a little bit of gap between people, we're not too stressed about we are not too stressed to have to worry about keeping up with any of that. It's not going to be that hard at this point in time. If we have a couple homes that end up with just one person in it, that's fine for right now. Because the reality is once we get the next 2 feet of the next field built right here and the next field built right here, and we move the hunting cabin over to this side, so that way they can hunt right here, and we go ahead and throw down probably another fishing venture and throw down another forester over here, we'll be in much better shape. Pretty much the biggest thing is I wanted to throw the forester down here just so that way we actually have the space, or not space, we are able to get trees that are closer to the settlement. But obviously it's not extremely important that I keep that there, considering that half of the space is being used up by the settlement. Obviously you don't want to fight against yourself, so we will go ahead and run down here to food production, and we'll throw a hunter's cabin right on the back end of the well, I guess really we'll throw it down right there. It is going to be a little bit of resources. Again, I'm not too terribly worried about it. It's really just about getting the hunter's cabin moved initially, and once it's moved, then we'll be able to pretty much start using that one more, and then we'll put another one over here in this area, probably back off in this little nook, and then just be able to work from there. And like I said, the foresters, we have 2 foresters in each spot. We've got, I'm gonna bump this up to 9 people, so there's 3 people in each plot. That way, you know, we don't have to worry about somebody not getting stuff done. And at this point in time, this forester is really about to start chopping some trees down, and we'll be seeing the wood or the logs start to grow slowly. And we'll also, like I said, start moving down here and throw another forester down here. We still have all these trees being cut down, so we are not in any way, shape, or form at all pressed about getting anything done at this very moment in time. So, like I said, the foresters are going to go ahead and continue to just cut trees down, and I think that's what she is, if I can catch her. Is she? Ah, there it is. What are you? Yeah, you're a forester. Yeah, so she's going to be planting trees and then cutting them down. I'm just going to hit escape and get out of that, because that was ridiculous trying to catch her and then trying to catch her a second time. But anyway, yeah. So, this point in time, pretty much we're just trying to get our firewood storage up to the limit. I know we have a couple stockpiles, and that's great, but we do need to make sure that those are taken care of. We need to make sure that gets done, and then I know I'm probably throwing a lot at these people, but if I can just get this thrown down here and built, we won't have to worry about future issues, we'll go ahead and tear this down here and just get it set up. That way I can throw another forester down there and we'll call it a day. Like I said, we'll leave this one here until it becomes to the point where it's obsolete. I mean, obviously we're going to be taking another plot right here up for crops, but at the same time all these trees right here can still be harvested, so it's not extremely precedent to remove it and transplant it somewhere else. Plus we have this one down here, so getting a third one will just kind of allow us to have a little bit more peace of mind. So I think we did pretty good this episode. We got a lot done as far as progression and just keeping up on consumption and making sure stuff's put in place to be able to continue to allow us to have a good amount of people still set up, so our town is thriving. We have a very good, healthy population of people along with children. Like I said, we will have to build some more homes. We'll probably end up throwing another string of homes right here and right here, maybe put a couple on the back end of the blacksmith and the tailor, just to be able to keep up with the population. At this point in time, we need 1, 2, 4 more homes. So like I said, it'll pretty much be an ongoing battle trying to get everything built. Actually, before we go ahead and end this recording, I'm going to go ahead and toss down one more home right here. We will flip it, put down. Actually, I want to go this way. These. Bam. Bam. And yeah, so there you go. Now we have another couple of homes, and we can throw down a nice little road that runs right alongside them. That way people can access them, and we will pretty much leave it at that. Alright guys, so in the next episode we'll make sure everything is completed and built, and pretty much just go ahead and delete this guy once the time comes for another crop field down here. We do have 12 laborers, so taking a couple more people, we'll actually do that now. We'll just take the extra 3 now, so we don't have to do it later. And then we'll bump another 2 people into forestry, so that way once this gets built down here, they can just start working down there, and we don't got to worry too much about it. Yeah. Let's see, we got 2 people there. I'll leave that alone. And there should be 1 person in each of those, so we should be good. Alright guys, I'll catch y'all in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and if you would like to, subscribing is awesome. I'm trying to grow a fan base, so if you like the videos, awesome, and if not, then there's plenty of other creators out there that I'm sure you'll find somebody that will entertain you. And yeah, so I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.